Y'all done put Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, national TV.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So Jaguar Wright was at Piers Morgan show and this has gotten everybody talking. So if you don't know what's going on yet, Jaguar Wright, Piers Morgan show just aired yesterday and Jaguar Wright was there and she was speaking on the Diddy allegation and everything. And if you know who Jaguar Wright is, she's always dropping names and always calling people out, especially in the music industry, especially in the black culture. And she went on the show and she said a lot. The show is here on YouTube. You can go check it out and watch the entire interview Piers Morgan had with her. But generally, she was talking and she even went on hard on JayZ, on Beyonce, talking about how she has witnesses that is ready to testify against them and how they are going to go down with PDD and a whole lot of stuff. But one thing that got people talking was the fact that Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan's show. And this got a lot of people talking because Jaguar Wright is, people have been divided about her because she has been talking about this thing for a long time, airing her opinion about these celebrities, especially the black celebrity in the music industry. But what's getting, and some people feel like, some people believe her, some people don't believe her, some people feel like she's a conspiracy theory. Some people believe that, oh, she's not mentally ill, she's mentally ill. Some people believe that, oh, she's telling the truth, she's exposing the industry. So seeing her on the Piers Morgan show just got a lot of reaction and a lot of response to it. So we're going to check a tiny little clip from the Piers Morgan show and then people's reaction to it. And then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts. But please go down and let me know what you think about Jaguar Wright on the Piers Morgan show, talking about the P. Diddy allegation and even accusing Beyonce and JayZ for being part of it and how they are going to go down. Anyway, guys, let's go check it out and then we'll come back and talk more.
Absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Beyonce?
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Listen, like I said, JayZ and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
No, you're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy, and everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting AirTag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
White people finding out about Jaguar Wright as a result of all this Diddy stuff is like one of the most wild things to me. Because like I thought she was like a little kept secret of our community. But like Piers Morgan, really?
Y'all done put Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, national TV. You gotta go watch it. I mean, when she mentioned Patti LaBelle, I almost punched my phone. Like, why are we giving her a platform? I mean, at some point, y'all tell me if I'm tripping. At some point, it goes from being a victim to being an accomplice. All these years, decades and decades, as she stated in this interview, you knew all this information, but yet I have not seen that one police report. When is someone going to ask her about that? She's profiting off of victims. And it's crazy because if you ask her about what happened to her, she will not tell you. She won't tell you whatsoever. That is what blows my mind. So she'll make money and profit and tell everyone else's story, but when you ask her about hers, she won't say the name. Nah. Am I tripping? Please let me know if I'm tripping.
So y'all auntie Jaguar Wright done made it onto Piers Morgan, and she's talking about y'all Uncle Shawn Carter and y'all saying them. And I don't often sit with the fact of if I believe Jaguar or not, because I personally think that reality is oftentimes more stranger than fiction. It's just the theatrics of it all and how she says things that just be like, ma'am. And also like how you know something about every single thing. Now I get being in the industry, being around, but like everything? Oh, Lord.
In all seriousness, who put Jaguar Wright on the show? Who put Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan? That is super irresponsible. And I'm very serious right now. Having Jaguar Wright on the show and calling her a whistleblower to what? What? The hip hop industry, the music industry, black culture. And it's because of stuff with Diddy is going on. She sat up there and talked about Shawn Carter. She called him by his government name. Are you crazy? And I don't know what's going on with her medically. I'm just saying she's not telling the truth and she needs to stop. And whoever put her on that show is trying to rage bait us. They're trying to get us to watch something like that. They're trying to get us to tune in and talk about Piers Morgan like I'm doing right now. I'm flabbergasted that Piers Morgan had Jaguar Wright. I'm the level of just recklessness that you have to have, the desperation of it all that you have to bring down a culture in society. I'm not saying Diddy didn't do, no, Diddy's going to jail for a very long time, but I'm just saying, why bring in Jaguar Wright to talk about the hip hop industry? Why would you bring Jaguar Wright as a whistleblower? Jaguar Wright has zero credibility.
So I saw Jaguar on Piers Morgan's show. And listen, the woman put down a performance of the lifetime. She really did. And whilst I believe some of what she says, I don't believe all of what she says. Because the way she describes things, it comes off as very bitter. It comes off very performative. She's talking in circles, talking in riddles. When you ask her a question, she asks you a question right back. And you're just like, just put the puzzle together. What has these people done? Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we can never really get a straight answer from this woman. Yeah. I also feel like she comes off very bitter. Like, you know, Hollywood chewed her up and spat her out, which is fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're allowed to have your grievances, but it just sounds like you're chatting shit. And the thing that really got me was, you know, the thing about Beyonce's cats and all of this type of shit. I'm just like, I really don't feel like Beyonce's an animal person. You never see her parring with a dog or a cat, or you never see her take pictures of anything like that. And for me, it's like, come on. Like, I know you're trying to get JayZ and all, but really? And also, let's not forget, yeah, you're a whistleblower, but you was part of the circus. You were running with these people. You were witnessing what was happening, and it's only because they exiled you, that's when you wanted to out them out. Like, you didn't, I feel like you didn't do it because you wanted to save people. I feel like, I genuinely feel like this woman did it because she wants to get them back. But if she was welcomed back into the club, I'm sure her lips would be clamped shut. I understand these people do shit, but it's getting beyond a joke now. And if she don't reel it in, she's gonna look like a crackpot like the rest of them. So, yeah.
And the hits just keep on coming. I need some answers. Piers Morgan, I need some answers. How in the heezy for sheezy did you have Jaguar Wright on your show spewing her rhetoric? I know you guys had to do it for kicks and giggles. I think it was a mockery. Why in the world? What is going on? We're spiraling further and further down into the abyss. Okay. Because now Jaguar is on mainstream news and media spewing her rhetoric. Name dropping. Name dropping all of it. No proof in sight. And they put her on. What is happening? You know what? We're in an alternate universe.
Jaguar Wright has dirt on everybody. How did Jaguar Wright make it to the Piers Morgan show? I mean, she has dirt. I've never watched a video with Jaguar Wright when you ask about an entertainer. You ask about anybody, and she got a secret. She got a secret. She got a story. She was in some place. And I ain't taking nothing from her. And I give her all the props for the courage to speak out for the things considered they true. But Jaguar Wright has never missed. She's got dirt on everybody. JayZ, Steve Harvey.
I need you guys to tell me. I need you guys to tell me that you watched. I need you guys to say that you've seen Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan. I need you guys to tell me that that's not an... Is that an SNL skit? Like the way... and the thing is, y'all know I was deep in the Diddy, the whole thing. I was following. I believe Jaguar, but yo, why is she like this? Thousands, if not thousands. I've got 3 victims right now that are ready to confess what happened with Mr. Carter and his wife. They're a nasty little couple. Jaguar, please. No, I need Bowen here ASAP. I need Bowen doing the Jaguar Wright. Yeah, I need his impression right now. I'm surprised they haven't hit that. I'm sorry. Go watch what she was also wearing. Again, I'm not taking away from the story and what she's telling us because this is serious. It's not a joke. But why does she... I am just like, please. It needs to give serious. Please be serious. But when she's being serious, I can't tell.
Piers Morgan having Jaguar Wright on his program to talk about all of this mess with Diddy and everything else is every bit as exploitative as when he invited the real Martha from Baby Reindeer, like the woman that Martha character is based off of, onto his show. It is every bit as exploitative. Every bit as disgusting. Like, literally taking advantage of a woman who is really mentally ill and needs help and care. Right? You need to understand that first and foremost, because I know it can be, funny, the stuff she comes out with and like everything else. And we've all seen the people on here that make fun of like her particular cadence or like just how out there some of the things that she says are. But at the bottom of it all, that woman needs help. That woman is deeply, deeply unwell and needs care. She doesn't need to be going on Piers Morgan. And it was the same deal with the real Martha. I just want to make sure that we all understand this.
So you're telling me no one thinks it's suspicious that Piers Morgan asked Jaguar Wright to come on his nationally syndicated television show? No one sees nothing suspicious about that. I want to be clear. I have no opinions of what she has to say because that's her opinions. She says she lived it, and that has nothing to do with me. But to be quite frank, it's all gossip. But you would think that other topics were so more important to have on his show, but he decided to make sure to have Jaguar Wright on that show. It was so important to him. But you know what's crazy? All the time that we were championing, all the time that we were fighting to get the of Marcellus Williams overturned, so many people, so many platforms have fought to get that information out. And he never invited anybody to speak on the topic or to even give light on it. but he thought this was juicy enough to engage and to show a mockery of us. And the best part is that at the end, he follows it up with, I do care.
Thank you for caring.
I do care. Thank you very much.
You do care, right? You care when it's a whole heap of black, industry people and gossip surrounding them. But when it comes to saving a black life,
So y'all done mess around and allowed Jaguar Wright to get on the Piers Morgan show. Which is insanity, because I just be like, Jaguar be talking a lot of craziness, but I will say Jaguar Wright has never received a Caesar or she's never received any lawsuits or anything that I know of. So I always think that there's a sliver of truth to it, even though some of the things are pretty outrageous. But the fact that she got up there and she started not only going in on Diddy, but going in on JayZ and Beyonce is just wow, because it was like almost unprovoked. But I'm just going to sit back and see what color the wall going to be, because... And then the fact that they brought up DJ Vlad after that, and he kind of like came in unprovoked as well, and be like, oh, I wouldn't trust her because Jaguar is like a conspiracy theorist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. First of all, anybody that gets on the Vlad show, I don't trust, because he is literally the definition of profiting off of black trauma, black pain, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't trust that man as far as I can throw him. But for whatever reason, our favorite celebrities wants to run to his show all the time. So I don't know, but it's some stuff about to come out, and I am waiting to see.
Okay, so Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan talking about the whole Diddy situation, and she mentioned Mr. Carter and his wife, and I see how people like go into fight mode when anybody says anything about Beyonce and her husband. And I think it's really, really crazy that you would want the truth to not be told, if there is truth to be told about anything associated with or kidnap, anything that happened where someone was victimized. You would want that person to be silenced if it was done by somebody that you like, right? I see that as the equivalent of somebody saying, somebody essayed me or as a child, and you covering their mouth instead of letting them speak.
So people are wondering, why isn't JayZ and Beyonce suing Jaguar Wright? Well, I'm going to tell you, because they have to prove that what she's saying is libel. And there's two parts of libel that you need to understand. One, it has to be a direct comment, which she does not make. She doesn't make direct comments. What she does is she starts off with a notable name, and then she starts to tell stories. And then because that's the last name that you heard, you just associate the story to what she's saying to those people. She is meticulous, and she's very calculated in how she tells these stories around the allegedlys and all of that, because you just can't sit on a platform and just continue to make these accusations about people and think it's going to be okay. The other part of this too is that what exactly would Beyonce and JayZ gain from suing her? Exactly. Because from a communications perspective, if you are going to sue or you are going to engage with this person through the legal process, it would implicate that there was something there, not that they were guilty of anything, but that there was some type of truth, and they're trying to correct it. Right. This is a matter that needs to be corrected, which would go to the public like, well, why do they need to correct it if it's not true? So like, instead of putting yourself into this messiness, they just don't. And then Beyonce and JayZ would also have to prove damages. Like, what is it exactly that happened to them, like financially, to their brand, that because of Jaguar Wright's statements that they can't make money, or they can't support their families, or they're missing out on opportunities because of the things that she has said. As you all can see, they're not missing out on opportunities. They're just fine. Yeah, they lost a couple of followers on some social media media platforms, but that's really about it. And I'm not really the person to come out and talk about somebody's mental health, but something is not right there. And I really hope that she's getting the help that she deserves and that she needs. And secondly, if they did sue her for anything, like, what are they going to get? Her key to the home 2 suites? Sis doesn't have any money. She's not making any money at all. And then lastly, about this whole like Diddy thing and how people are so like, you guys are salivating. Like, this is the way that people are so invested in sensationalism is wild to me. Like, let me tell you something about the feds, okay? The feds don't just build a case overnight. They build cases to win. If JayZ and Beyonce were implicated in any or any part of that case, we would have known about it already because of his status, because of how much money they have, because they would have been a flight risk the same way Diddy is. So we would have known about it already. I don't believe that those two are in any of those documents, because if they were, the feds would have let us know. Because the feds don't just come and watch you for a few weeks. This has been probably years of case building. So then when they get to the court, they locked and loaded. They not prepared to lose. They prepared to win. So I'm gonna just need y'all to simmer and settle. And just because some white lady on here telling y'all Sloan, who is a psychic, and don't get me wrong, I believe in people who can see. I believe in seers. But just because this lady is up here telling you that this man is gonna go down and all of this, it gives very much anti-black. But whatever. That's another day. It's another dollar. But just because this lady is on this platform telling you that this person is gonna go down, it doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that, these people are horrible or whatever. And I don't know them, but I just know kind of how the law works. And if the feds had something on JayZ and Beyonce, it would have came out in the ring.
I kind of agree with the last part she was saying about JayZ, if they were involved, which I will get into. But please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. What do you think about Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan show, and Jaguar Wright generally entirely talking and a lot of the things she says? Do you agree with it? Are you team Jaguar Wright? Are you one of those people that keep saying that she has been saying these things for years? Nobody pay her any attention, or you're one of those people that thinks that she's just being bitter because they kicked her out of the circle, or you're one of those people that think that she's mentally ill, she needs help? Go down in the comment section and share your thoughts, but please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way, okay? So feel free, share your thoughts, okay? So let me quickly touch on the Beyonce and JayZ and the Diddy thing. I actually believe that if Beyonce and JayZ was involved in some type of way, or even the feds find out that they were even kind of like in it, they will have roped them into with Diddy, because they know how powerful they are and they wouldn't want to sleep on that. So I feel like when it comes to the Diddy issue, a lot of people are like, oh, this person partied with him, this person partied with him, this one went to the party, so this one is guilty, this one is guilty. I don't think that way. I feel like when it comes to this Diddy thing, there are some people you are friends with or they are close to you, but there are some things that you do they don't really know. I feel like it's like that. Diddy has a lot of celebrities all around coming for the party, but the did I feel like it's not all of them. I feel like it has a particular section or group of people that really goes on the all what he was being accused of. So I don't think it's all the celebrities that has been spotted with Diddy that are involved in this whole thing. So yeah, because there was one story time I heard of one guy that went to this party. He said they told him that once it's 12 o'clock, he has no business being around. He should leave the party. So I feel like they have like their own time frame, the area of the venue they use for their stuff. Okay, so yeah. Concerning Jaguar Wright, for me personally, I've been watching Jaguar Wright forever, like for years now. Jaguar has been speaking up a lot about a lot of celebrities and all that and what they do. And seeing her on the Piers Morgan show, for me, I was a little bit shocked, because the Piers Morgan show is a very serious show where they talk important issues. So seeing her on the show was kind of, because some people consider Jaguar Wright as a conspiracy theorist, some people consider her not mentally ill, and I usually even the mainstream media, I don't trust them. But Piers Morgan show seems like where they come to discuss serious issue, and most times facts are being presented. Facts are being presented, and opinions are being aired. But conspiracy theory with no proof. Over the years, Jaguar Wright has shared a lot of her story in the industry and how she feels about the industry and certain people in the industry, and she has dropped names. But as most people has pointed out, sometimes she can be very, very vain with her answer. She can be very like, she's saying a lot, but she's not saying something. So for me, I kind of give it side. I feel like some of the things she's saying, she saw things in the industry, that's for sure. I believe that she saw a lot of things in the industry that was not right and all that. But also, also feel like there's something here in Nigeria we call, when somebody tells a story, the person is going to spice it up a little bit. I feel like she spiced it up a little bit. And the only thing that throws me off with her a little bit is the fact that she has story on everybody. There's no way. The industry is so big for you to have story on every single person. Like, what were you doing? Were you a detective there? So for me, but I feel like she has like really solid story on certain people, not everybody, certain people. And I don't think that what she's saying should be swept under the carpet. But I feel like when you tell stories like this, I know when victims share their story and all that, a lot of time people don't take them serious. But when you're calling names dropping and all that, I feel like come with some type of evidence. And I'm not kicking out on everything that Jaguar Wright is saying, but I'm just saying that anything like things coming out from Jaguar Wright, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not saying it's not true, because I do believe some of the things she's saying, because some of the things she has said or she has accused Diddy of, it happens to be true. So I'm not kicking out what she's saying, but what I'm saying is that just take it with a pinch of salt. There are some people that tell story and they always is always very elaborate, very and all that. So when you are listening to them, you have to now be able to filter what makes sense and what does not make sense out of it. So I feel like that's it with Jaguar Wright. But for Piers Morgan to have her on his show, for me, it's just off brand of Piers Morgan. So in that case, it makes me to squint and like, what was the purpose? What was the goal for them doing that? So yeah, so that's my own thought on this whole Piers Morgan and Jaguar Wright situation. Let me know yours down in the comment section. But please, as always, keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.